Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that changed the trajectory of my life. Success is not just about what you do, it's about how you think, why you do it. Your attitude is either your elevator to the top or the anchor holding you down. See, you can have all the degrees, you can have the connections, you can have the skill, but if your attitude is poisoned with doubt, negativity, or excuses, you will sabotage your own blessing. The right attitude is magnetic. It pulls in people, it pulls in favor, it pulls in opportunities that hustle alone can't even reach. Let me ask you something. How do you show up when nobody's watching? How do you treat people who can't do anything for you? What do you say to yourself when life knocks you to your knees? Because that attitude you carry in private determines the victory you experience in public. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If you want success, become a person of vision. If you want breakthroughs, become a person of gratitude. If you want favor, become a person of integrity. You can't fake this. The universe, the world, God, they all respond to who you really are on the inside. Success doesn't chase negativity. It doesn't follow bitterness. It avoids laziness and fear. But success is drawn to confidence, to faith, to purpose, to people who rise, even when they've been crushed. You've got to decide that you're going to show up every day with a spirit of excellence, even when you're tired, even when you're broke, even when nobody claps for you. Because success has ears, and it hears the sound of commitment. Success has eyes, and it sees who's consistent. And success has a heart, and it beats for those who refuse to quit. Let me tell you this, your attitude is a choice. You can't control what people say. You can't control what life throws your way. But you can control your mindset. You can control how you speak over your own life. You can wake up every morning and say, today I choose to believe. Today I choose to rise. Today I choose to keep moving forward. Because when your attitude is right, the struggles won't break you, they'll build you. The delays won't deny you, they'll prepare you. And the closed doors won't stop you, they'll redirect you to better. You want to attract success? Then shift your attitude, fix your focus, get your mind in alignment with your mission. Because once you get that right, ain't nothing in this world that can stop you. Get up, stand tall, look life in the face and declare, my attitude is right, my heart is strong, my vision is clear, and I'm coming for everything with my name on it. Your attitude determines your altitude. And that's not just a catchy phrase, that's a truth that separates the average from the extraordinary. See, it's not your background, your degrees, your bank account, or your zip code that decides how far you can go in life. It's your mindset. It's how you think, how you carry yourself, and how you respond when things don't go your way. You can be talented, but if your attitude is sour, you'll repel the very opportunities you're praying for. You can be the smartest in the room, but if you're always complaining, always doubting, always negative, you'll find yourself stuck in places far beneath your potential. But when you walk with a winning mindset, when you show up with faith in your heart, fire in your belly, and purpose in your steps, the world starts to make room for you. Doors open that were once slammed shut. People start to notice. Favor begins to flow your way, not because you're lucky, but because your attitude said, I'm ready for more. Every day, you've got a choice. You can either think like a victim or rise like a victor. You can either carry the weight of what happened to you or carry the courage to rise above it. Because the truth is this: you can't fly with a grounded mindset. You want to soar, you want to break barriers and break curses, then get your attitude in the air, because your altitude is waiting on it. A positive attitude turns obstacles into opportunities. That's the mindset of champions. Life will not hand you everything on a silver platter. It will test you, stretch you, and sometimes hit you so hard you'll wonder if you've got anything left. But the difference between those who rise and those who fall isn't always ability, it's perspective. See, when your attitude is right, a closed door isn't rejection, it's redirection. A failure isn't the end, it's a lesson wrapped in pain. A delay isn't denial, it's preparation for what's coming. People with a positive mindset don't see problems as permanent. They see them as part of the process. They don't crumble when the pressure comes. They lean in, knowing that diamonds are made in the fire. You've got to train your mind to look beyond what's wrong and focus on what's possible. That doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you choose to respond to it with faith instead of fear, with purpose instead of panic. You stop asking, why me, and start saying, try me, because you understand that adversity is a setup for advancement. The obstacle is the path, and the struggle is the soil where success takes root. When you carry that kind of attitude, life can't break you, it builds you. Because you're not just looking at what you're going through, you're focused on what you're growing into. And that shift in mindset is what turns average people into legends. You attract what you reflect. That means the energy you carry, the mindsets you nurture, and the spirit you operate in, all of that becomes a magnet for what shows up in your life. If you're constantly negative, bitter, and expecting the worst, guess what? Life will meet you at your level of expectation. But if you walk in the room with peace, with confidence, with belief, the atmosphere responds to you differently. People can feel it. They may not be able to explain it, but they know when someone has something real on the inside. You can't fake inner strength. You can't pretend to be confident and carry fear in your heart. It always finds a way to leak out. That's why you have to do the work on the inside. Because when you clean your mind, when you align your spirit, when you feed your faith daily, you begin to reflect light, purpose, joy, resilience. And suddenly, the right people, the right doors, the right resources, they begin to find you. You don't attract what you wish for, you attract what you believe. You attract what you embody. So if you want peace, you've got to become peaceful. If you want love, you've got to love yourself first. If you want abundance, you've got to let go of scarcity thinking. Life doesn't give you what you deserve, it gives you what you're ready for, what you mirror, what you radiate. Oddity breeds greatness. When you train your mind to focus on what's working instead of what's lacking, something powerful shifts inside of you. You stop living in a state of frustration and start operating from a place of peace. Gratitude doesn't mean you're settling or ignoring the struggle. It means you're choosing to see the blessing in the battle. It means you recognize that even in the middle of a storm, there's still something to thank God for. See, when you're grateful, you're grounded. You stop comparing yourself to everyone else. You stop obsessing over what you don't have, and you start appreciating the little things, the breath in your lungs, the strength to rise, the lessons and your losses. And the moment you do that, your energy changes, your perspective expands, and life begins to give you more to be grateful for. Gratitude is a magnet for miracles. When you start your day with thank you, even before the breakthrough comes, you unlock something spiritual, a flow of favor that can't be explained by logic alone. You begin to notice opportunities others overlook. You start to elevate without forcing it because your heart is aligned with abundance. You want to attract success? Start with gratitude. Because a grateful heart is a powerful heart. It sees beyond the pain. It endures the process. And it prepares you to handle the blessing when it shows up. Gratitude fuels resilience. It's the engine that keeps you moving forward when everything else in your life is telling you to stop. Talent is great. Intelligence is powerful. But when life knocks you flat, it's your attitude that decides whether you stay down or get back up swinging. You see, resilience isn't about pretending things don't hurt. It's not about acting like you've got it all together. It's about choosing to keep going anyway. It's about saying, this storm won't break me. This pain won't define me. I might bend, but I will not fold. That kind of strength doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from attitude. When you have the right attitude, you don't crumble under pressure, you adapt. You don't see setbacks as signs to quit. You treat them as stepping stones to greatness. That mindset turns every no into fuel for your next move. It turns every failure into feedback, every wound into wisdom. You're not going to win every battle. Life will test you with disappointment, delays, betrayal, and hardship. But the right attitude gives you bounce back power. It allows you to get hit and still keep your vision clear. It helps you press forward with faith, even when your heart is heavy. Oh, when life gets tough, and it will, don't rely on how you feel, rely on what you believe. Because it's your attitude, not your emotions, that will carry you through the fire and bring you out stronger on the other side. The right attitude turns pressure into power. Most people run from pressure. They see it as something to avoid, something that breaks them. But the truth is, pressure doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to reveal you. It comes to expose what's inside of you and stretch you into the person you were created to become. And when your attitude is right, you don't fear pressure, you welcome it. Because you understand that without pressure, there is no progress. Think about it. A seed has to be buried in darkness before it breaks through the soil. Diamonds are formed under intense pressure. Gold is refined in fire. And greatness is born in the middle of pressure. The people who rise to the top in life aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who decided to rise anyway, even when the weight was heavy. When pressure comes, your attitude is what determines the outcome. You can either collapse under it or convert it into momentum. You can either panic or pivot. The right mindset says, I may not have chosen this challenge, but I will choose how I respond to it. That decision alone can change everything. Pressure will push you, no doubt about it. It'll test your patience, challenge your discipline, and expose your fears. But with the right attitude, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start declaring, this is happening for me. That shift is where your power lives. That's where success begins to take shape. So when life tightens the grip, don't run, stand tall, breathe deep. Smile if you have to, because pressure is not your enemy, it's your training ground. It's shaping you for the level you prayed for. Attitude influences how you treat people, and how you treat people determine the kind of relationships and doors that open in your life. You can't have a nasty spirit and expect to live a blessed life. You can't carry bitterness, arrogance, or entitlement and wonder why people keep walking away. Your attitude is always speaking, even when your mouth is quiet. It shows up in your tone, your energy, your habits, and how you handle others, especially when there's nothing in it for you. When your attitude is built on respect, humility, and kindness, you attract favor. People want to help you. They remember how you made them feel. They go the extra mile, not because they have to, but because your spirit left an impression. On the other hand, when your attitude is negative or toxic, you might push away the very person who is sent to bless you, to guide you, or to partner with you. Success is not a solo mission. It's tied to relationships, connections, and trust. And the bridge to every breakthrough is often a person. That's why it's not just about being smart, it's about being wise enough to value people, to honor time, to listen with intent, to serve without expecting something in return. Because when your attitude reflects love, integrity, and purpose, it speaks louder than any resume ever could. So check your heart before you chase the hustle, because the right attitude will open doors your credentials never could. People don't just remember what you did, they remember how you made them feel. And when you get that right, you won't have to chase success. It will start chasing you. And your attitude is right. You're not just living day to day. You're living with vision. You're not waiting on opportunities, you're preparing for them. The right attitude keeps you focused on where you're going, not just where you are. It allows you to look past temporary setbacks and keep your eyes locked on the bigger picture. Because success doesn't just show up, it responds to preparation. And you don't prepare unless you believe something great is coming. The right attitude says, I may not be there yet, but I'm on my way. It keeps you consistent when no one's clapping. It keeps you studying, praying, building, improving, even when the results haven't shown up yet. Because deep down, you know your time is coming. And when preparation meets opportunity, that's when doors swing open that no man can shut. The right attitude allows you to fail forward. It gives you the resilience to get back up, no matter how hard you've been knocked down. It teaches you that failure doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're in the process of becoming who you were meant to be. It teaches you to trust the journey, even when the road gets tough. People with a growth mindset see every failure as a new opportunity to refine their approach. They ask themselves, what can I do better next time? Instead of dwelling on the mistake. They understand that each failure brings them closer to mastery, closer to success. So they don't waste time beating themselves up. They get back in the game more focused and more determined than ever. Your attitude toward failure can either paralyze you or propel you. When you choose to see it as part of the process, you remove the fear that holds so many people back. You start to realize that failing is just a sign that you're pushing boundaries, testing limits, and daring to dream bigger than ever before. So don't fear failure. Fear not trying. Fear not growing. Because in the end, your attitude toward failure is what will determine how high you fly. Right attitude builds momentum. When you start each day with a mindset of possibility and purpose, you create energy that propels you forward. Momentum doesn't just happen. It's something you intentionally build by making small, consistent decisions each day. The right attitude helps you show up even when motivation is low. It gets you moving when you feel stuck, and it keeps you pushing even when the results aren't immediate. Think about it. Success is rarely a result of one big action. It's the accumulation of countless small, determined actions over time. It's the decision to keep going even when you don't feel like it. When your attitude is right, you keep moving even in the face of obstacles because you trust that every step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal. What you build momentum is like a snowball effect. The energy you put out begins to compound. Each small victory becomes the fuel for the next. Each challenge overcome strengthens your resolve. You stop doubting yourself and start trusting the process. The forward motion becomes unstoppable, and what once seemed impossible now feels inevitable. But you've got to start. Momentum doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It starts with one action, one decision, one positive thought. And the more you act in alignment with your goals, the more momentum you create. Eventually it starts to feel effortless because you're no longer pushing against resistance. You've built up a powerful flow of energy that's working with you. So never underestimate the power of the right attitude. It's the spark that ignites momentum and the fuel that keeps it going. The moment you take control of your mindset, you take control of your future. And once momentum is on your side, there's no limit to what you can achieve. The right attitude is the foundation for everything you want to achieve. It's not about having the perfect circumstances or waiting for everything to align. It's about choosing to see the possibilities, even in the face of adversity. Your attitude shapes your actions, influences your relationships, and creates the environment that attracts success. When you decide to walk with purpose, positivity, and gratitude, you become a magnet for opportunities and blessing. You turn obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into comebacks, and failures into stepping stones toward greatness. Remember, success doesn't just happen, it's cultivated through the power of your mindset. When you master your attitude, you take control of your destiny. You begin to create a life that aligns with your dreams, one decision at a time. So no matter what challenges you face or how far away your goals may seem, stay focused, stay positive, and keep pushing forward, because the right attitude will always attract the success you deserve. You either need to fix your mindset or you have to fix your attitude. There's two ways to think about it. Keep believing, keep moving, and know that your best days are ahead of you.